What's up, guys? Welcome back to FNG Academy. Buck here, former Green Beret, here to help you guys get selected. Check, check. Did the intro not go off? Did it do the thing with the music and the thing and the pictures that go down? No? Pfft. Slacking. Who's the editor in these videos anyway? They suck. All right, guys, let's drop that intro. What's up, guys? Welcome back, and this is gonna be a fun video for me. We're doing like kind of a gear review slash checking out body armor. There's so many different types of body armor, especially that I use throughout my life. I use body armor in the military, in special operations. I use body armor in the police department on the streets, and then I used a different type of body armor for undercover work when I got to a special team in the police department. So I got 3 different types of body armor. One of them was sent to me by a company who wanted to review it. So we'll get into a quick review on that particular body armor too. And we'll just talk about all the differences, what you should be buying with your money, where you should spend your money, what kind of protection you're gonna get, and just break it all down, because I think there's a big misconception about what type of body armor you should get, when you should get it, and your level of expectation when it comes to safety. So whether it's home defense, whether you do, you're a law enforcement officer, whether you're going military, what kind of body armor should you buy, and what should you expect from good quality body armor? So we'll talk all about that in a minute. This video is sponsored by 18 Alpha Fitness. Guys, if you have any idea that you want to go Green Beret, Navy SEAL, TAC-P, CCT, you need to link up with Kevin from 18 Alpha Fitness. He is a former Green Beret. He's an Alpha, and he was an Echo. And he teaches at the special operations for the Air Force, getting those guys ready. I think now he does 18 Alpha Fitness full time. Go check him out. He'll get you a really good program and make sure that you're physically fit and ready to go. So go check out Kevin over at 18 Alpha Fitness. Tell him Buck sent you. Let's get into this. Oh, did you notice I got a haircut? Look, I cut the mullet off. Sorry, guys. It was getting weird. I don't know what it is about mullets, but having that hair in the back of my head and like after a shower, having to like do this to get it to dry, the level of white trash that was just spewing out of the back of my head was unparalleled. It was tough to deal with, and it was too much. It was too much of my hometown coming out of the back of my head all at once. So I had to shave her off. But here we are. Whatever. Not everybody could rock a mullet, okay? I can't rock a mullet. It's not my thing. But let's check out this armor. Dude, I'm so excited. So first we're going to talk about, there's different levels of armor. So I have 3 with me. Let me move all this shit. And let's talk about the first one. This is the one that I use in the police department underneath my uniform. So this is a slick armor. I think is it level 2? It's either level 2 or level 3. So here it is. It's a slick armor. Like I said, this is something that you're not going to attach anything to. You're going to put it underneath your uniform. So you want it to be as slick and as comfortable as possible. Something I always did with my uniforms, which I don't have on right now, but I always put a vent inside the uniform. So the thick, it's a mesh vent, and that helps circulate the air because in the summer, my chest would just be burning hot. If you start to get sweat in there, it doesn't dry up. So I'll put a link down to which one I used below. It's a simple mesh, and it worked the best. I loved it. So I always added that to my my kit when I was wearing it underneath my uniform, because this thing could get super hot. So this is a level 2 or level 3. I don't remember which one. Basically, this is up to for sure 9mm rounds, but possibly up to 45, maybe 1 or 2, but no rifle round. The idea is in this slick armor is that you're likely, if you're going to get into a gunfight, you're going to get into a fight with pistols. You carry a pistol. Most bad guys carry pistols. hidden in their waistbands, hidden in their cars. Most people aren't walking around, bad guys aren't walking around with rifles. And the reason for that is because they're hard to conceal. So, as a bad guy, you want to have your pistol on you without anyone knowing, whether, it's for your illegal activity, whether it's to shoot a cop, or protect yourself, whatever. Most people carry pistols. So we're just hedging our bets here with wearing pistol-rated body armor underneath our kit. Some people, that being said, some people would slide in the AR rated plates, 7.62 up to 7.62 rated plates in the front and their back. So not only do you get the side protection, because this whole thing is going to be 9mm rated, and that's what makes it different. So the sides, 9mm rated, the whole thing besides your shoulder straps have that bulletproof or bullet resistant fabric in it. So it's a heavier thing, and if you put plates in it, it gets even heavier. It could get pretty substantial. So in law enforcement, you want to balance the pros and the cons of weight versus protection. One thing I was worried about as a law enforcement officer was car accidents. We drive sometimes 80 miles an hour to get to a hot call. If someone needs our help, we have to get there quickly. Well, you drive fast, you can crash. So one thing that I did in the front of my plate carrier, I put two things. I'll set that down here. So I've had two plates that I bought. One is this little Paraclete. It's like an anti-stab plate. It's a 5x7 rectangle plate. Now, the point of this plate is to not get stabbed, right? So if someone tried to stab you in the chest, this will block it. You could tell that this is a small area to be worrying about getting stabbed in. This is not why I purchased this plate. I purchased this plate in case of a car accident. I had something there that the steering wheel will hit when my chest hits the steering wheel. I didn't want my chest to get collapsed in onto my lungs or my heart. That was just something I was worried about. So I did this, and I had it in the front plate to avoid hitting the steering wheel in case of or to take some of the impact in case of a car accident. Here's the issue, though, if you put a plate in your front of your kit. And this is something that people don't think about. The plate always has a potential to send shrapnel up into your face. So you can't always assume that bullet is just going to hit the plate and stop dead in its tracks. Shards of that bullet could deflect off, or the whole bullet itself could be fired at an angle and deflect up. So something that is very important that you do is find soft armor to put in front of the plate. So that's the kit that's the setup that I have. I have this thin, soft armor, pliable, thin, maybe stop a 9mm on itself. It's just a little ballistic fabric. So you put that in front of your hard plate and you have that on your chest. That way, if a round hits, it collects the shards inside the material, and all the shards hopefully get caught up in your soft fabric and they don't deflect into your face. So just something to think about when you're designing your kit. And that's the cool thing about kit is you really could do whatever you want with it. So as a patrol cop, I had a thin 9mm rated vest up to possibly 45 and a stab plate with soft armor over top, so it didn't deflect, but also for car accidents. And then I put the soft over it so it didn't deflect. You could also put one of these on your back. And again, this is super light. This thing weighs like nothing. So the idea is if you have one of these on your back, you get into a fight and someone slams you on your back, instead of your back taking all the concrete or a rock over your spine, you could have a little plate to disperse into the ground. Just some things to think about. It's always up to you. Like I said, some guys would carry full 7.62 plates. That's heavy as shit. If you get in a foot chase, they're slower than some other people. But it's all up to you. Shooter's preference when it comes to body armor. So that's what I wore as a patrol cop. So now I'll transition into getting on a specialized unit in the police department and you're going to be undercover. Typically the way that we did it was if you're undercover with no body armor on, you're eyes on only. You're in the vehicle, you're not getting out of the vehicle. because you don't have body armor. You're just, binos, a radio, and you're just providing eyes and ears for people in a slick vehicle. So whether it's a Chevy Impala or just some random thing from the junkyard, and then you dress down to try and look like fit into your environment. So for me, kind of look a little white trashy. And important thing with UC is don't look people in the eyes. People get that wrong a lot. If you're in a neighborhood and it's just you, some white guy sitting in a gang-riddled neighborhood, if that was honestly you by yourself, let's say you had a friend there, just by chance, had a friend in that kind of neighborhood, and you're sitting there and some gang members walk by, clearly not people to fuck with, and you start looking them in the eyes, they know instantly you're a cop. Because if it was honestly you sitting there by yourself, your face would be down, you would be avoiding eye contact, you would be trying not to start trouble, you'd be trying to mind your own fucking business the best that you can to avoid conflict, because you know you're in a bad neighborhood, you know that this is their territory, you just want to pick up your friend, you just want to take care of whatever it is you're doing in that bad neighborhood and get the fuck out of there. They know that, so they look at people and they try to make eye contact all the time. It's just something I saw people mess up. But then when you're a cop, you have a gun on you, you have a badge, you have a radio. Now all of a sudden, a gangster looks at you and you're fucking making dead eye contact like you have a pair of giant balls. Don't you think they know that you have balls because you have a gun and a badge? You just blew your cover. So not saying that I'm very good at that stuff, but just growing up in the neighborhood that I did, you don't look fucking gangsters in the eyes unless you're ready to start some shit or you're a cop and you have the protection of fucking cops around you, and that's where all that confidence comes from. So just something to keep in mind. So moving into that specialized unit, I don't have kit on, but there's a potential that I'm going to get out of the vehicle, and then I need to be able to throw on a quick kit. So this was my setup for that. So it's police deal. Obviously, you're going to keep it like huge police logo. Like once you put this on, this is why you don't get out of the car. You could be easily identified as law enforcement officer. So you have like a giant police badge on your kit. But you could see that this thing is now something that I could attach different things to. I could attach ammunition to it. I could attach radios to it. So it's an outer worn vest, but it's also still rated for up to 45 pistol rounds, 9mm, 45. And this one's going to have plates for rifle on the front and the back. Because this is more of an active shooter, throw over top of my slick vest or throw over top of civilian clothes, and I'm ready for anything. So 9mm to 45 all the way around. All the black is bulletproof, and I have plates, 7.62 rated plates in the front and the back. So this is body armor. Right? This is probably the highest level you're going to wear with the plates in it, and the highest rating as far as the rest of the bulletproof material on the vest. So this thing, the drawbacks to this guy is it's heavy as fuck. You got the plates in it. You got full, body armor protection all the way around. It's heavy. And you just don't, it's not something, especially once I start adding ammunition to it and all those things, it's not something you want to be wearing all the time. It's bulky as shit. It sucks to be in a civilian vehicle with your body armor on. You're trying to be in an undercover vehicle or something, and you have to jump back in this thing. It's just a pain in the ass. So this is something you want to be able to take off, throw in your trunk, and then if you have to get out of your car undercover and go get involved, you throw on, your fully rated kit. And this is like, you mean business. You're going to go get after it, and anything's going to go. And as soon as you're done, you have the chance to just take it back off. So this is going to be your heaviest setup. This is it slick, but you'd have your camera, ammunition, a radio, and whatever else you needed. All of it has to be attached to your vest because you're not wearing your belt, right? Because you're undercover. So that's the next up option. And then let's get into what most people are concerned with, and that is having their military tactical gear set up. So let's just look into the one that I was sent today. It's pretty badass, just from the box opening. So this vest is from a company called Prime They sent it to me, and this is your plate carrier setup. So understand this. The plate carrier setup is for carrying plates. It's in the name. There's no bullet protection on this kit outside of the plates that you put inside of it. That being said, it's very important that you put good quality plates inside. Obviously, the better quality, the lighter material, the more expensive, but it's your life. So the only thing that you are having protected is the plates that you have inside. In the military, we had side plates, and it was optional if you wanted to run that. Shooter's preference. I ran one on my right side of the side plates, and then the left side I had my radio, so I didn't have room for that plate. So I had front, back, and then one on my right side. So this thing is pretty awesome. I'll try to get some B-roll of it. Like I said, I haven't had the chance to like really try it out. I just want to give you like out of the box what I'm thinking. But the first thing that strikes me about this plate is, first of all, they included the mesh in the chest. So like I said, I'll have to get some B-roll of that. But the mesh in the chest is very nice, super cool setup. So that way you don't have to add it later, so you have some breathability on your chest. And then another thing is they have these quick release attachments. So you pull it and then it slides off the bottom. And they have that for the shoulders and for the side. So to reattach it, I just go over here and then I slide it up. And then it clicks into place. And then to unattach it, you pull that lever, which pops it out of this little detent, and then you slide it down. I think that's pretty badass. I think that's super convenient. And then a pretty cool addition to this was they have these clips right here, and I was like, well, what the fuck is that for? So you click those, and then it pops off this front pouch, and it detaches. I think that's pretty badass, because that way, whatever you attach to this, you could unclip and share with somebody else, whether it's your ammo, whether you're a demo guy and you have extra demo on here, you could detach it and then hand it off. You could put a med kit. So I like the idea of being able to detach this. This is pretty cool. And then, so something I would probably do would be to have something like this also have a strap along the bottom. So instead of fully detaching it, you could leave that strap and then have it flip down, and then you could attach things to the bottom of it. So instead of it just completely releasing, I have a Velcro strap, so I could flip it down and then attach like a med kit, a demo kit, and have that hanging in front of my kit. Something like that would be pretty cool. But I like that that detaches. And then you could adjust the width of your cummerbunds. I would not recommend that you adjust it from the front, because what that's going to do is it's going to move the location of your pull tabs. The same kind of setup is in the back. I recommend you remove the back and adjust your cummerbunds from the back, so that way your pull tabs stay in a nice convenient spot. You don't want to move them too far in, and then they get hard to access. So then you could reattach that guy, clip those back in. And that's pretty sweet. The thing that testing wise, what I'd want to test with this is how strong are those clips, right? Someone needs to be able to pull me from these shoulder straps. You know, Velcro is a pain in the ass, but one thing about Velcro is it's very, very reliable. It's a simple hook and loop system, and it works 99% of the time. So it's good and safe. So if you're going to replace Velcro with this easy access straps that you could just pop and slide off, that is very, very convenient. But are they strong? Can you pull me around on this for long periods of time? Is that sun, is the sun going to bake these plastic and then weaken them and make them more brittle? These are all tests that I'd want to do over time and to see how this thing can hold up. I do have plates in it, and to access the plates, it has a little pull tab in the front. So pull that down, and then from there you have another Velcro loop that you could open, and then your plates come sliding out. So I have some really light and nice Angel Armor plates in there right now. These things are pretty sweet, but this system is actually really nice for accessing your plates. Usually it's a pain in the ass to get to your plates, but this one's super quick. Throw it in, I mean, without even looking, and then get that strap to hold it in. The one thing I would say that I think would be a better fix for this is that the strap has two squares on it that are pretty small. So you have to line them up to get good contact with the Velcro inside. I would just recommend that they extend that Velcro to where no matter where I close this strap, whether I do it super tight or barely at all, that it gets good adhesion. But that's super nitpicky. And then from there, same thing with this. You see the bottom? It just doesn't go Velcro all the way. So if I just shove it in all willy-nilly like, I may or may not get good contact with that Velcro. So just make the whole thing Velcro. So that way if I just shove it in quick, I want to swap out my plates or whatever, I do it quickly. I know I'm getting good Velcro contact, and I didn't get Velcro on top of the material without the hook and loop, you know, reverse Velcro side, and then I don't get good attachment. But this is your plate carrier. This is pretty sweet. It's a good setup so far. I haven't tested it yet, but out of the box, I think it's badass. I love the clips. I love the, here's another really cool thing about it. I'll show you in the back. I love that they already put the vents inside. And here's another cool thing. They made the back with zippers. So in the military, your mission set's gonna change. And when your mission set changes, you're gonna wanna change the things on your back. So let's say we're going to be assaulters. We're going to hit, am I still recording? We're going to hit a building and do CQB. On my back, I want extra ammo, I want flashbangs, and I want different equipment, whether it could also be a holder for my breaching materials. I could be the breacher, and then I have tubes tied onto that particular back piece with, again, my breacher, my hooligan tool, and things like that, Halligan tool, whatever they call it. So my breaching tools, right? But those breaching tools are heavy as shit. And if you're not gonna be mechanical breaching, then why do you want that on your back? You don't. So you unzip that back, remove it, and then you put on the ones that you do want. Let's say that we're going on a long recce. Now water is gonna be my main focus. So now I want a zipped up back that's already fixed with a hydration pouch, and then I put that on it. Maybe it's got an MRE pouch on the back, it's got medical on the back, and it's really meant for long distances. I have all these setups separately, so depending on the mission, I could zip on the appropriate backpack. That's another good one, is one that has a ton of storage. So like a backpack that zips on, you could just swap these things out depending on the mission set. So that's why that back zipper exists, and that's a really good thing. And also they have the handle, which is one more location where you can grab me if I'm down due to injury and pull me out of a dangerous spot. So yeah, it's pretty sweet. I like it. So Prime, thanks for sending this. I will try it out more and really try to break it and see what happens to it. Leave it out in the sun, the whole nine, and take it from there. And we'll touch back on this later. But out of the box, if I bought this, I would be pretty stoked when it showed up. I want the multicam one, obviously, because I'm not law enforcement anymore. But this thing is nice. I would be happy, just based on out of the box, I would be happy to deploy with this thing. But whew, that's a lot of talking in today's video. Oh my gosh. But that's it, guys. So cool thing about carriers is there's so many options. There's so many different things you could do. Be creative about your environment. Think about contingency plans. If this goes wrong. What am I going to do? How is my gear going to protect me? How is it going to save me? How is it going to help me? If I'm law enforcement, am I on patrol? Am I on a fugitive team? Am I on SWAT? What are my most likely things that are going to go wrong? In Afghanistan, we're likely not going to shoot in a gunfight with 9mm. Every time I got shot at was with 7.62 by 3.9 all the time. So why would I be worried about 9mm protection or stab plates? I want something that's going to stop 7.62. So you really have to think about your operational environment, think about your most likely dangers, and then work to combat those things with your gear. Your gear needs to fit the most likely thing that's going to go wrong, the most likely threat. And then once you do that, that's called being prepared. You've thought through the process. You're not just throwing the kit on that your cadre told you or your instructor told you. You're really trying to customize your equipment to make you as safe and as comfortable and as effective as possible. And there's always going to be a balance between safety and maneuverability. So you're the one that has to make that balance. It's which one you feel more comfortable with. All right, guys, I hope that video was beneficial for you guys that are thinking about buying body armor. Everyone should have body armor in their house for home protection. I have like 5. If somebody breaks into my house, my family all has the location in the house that they go to. The body armor is there. A weapon system is ready for my wife. So she body armors up my kids, herself, and she has a rifle ready to make the last stand for my children in case something happens to me. I throw my kit on, I get set up, and then I go have fun with whoever broke into my house. But I've been to war, so I know that crazy shit happens. Maybe a lucky round, they get off first, takes me out. My family's also kitted up, and my wife is ready to defend them in a fatal funnel, right? So plans are in place. So I highly recommend that you have some level of body armor in your house. All right, guys, talk to you next time. Nothing has helped me more in my process of healing than helping other people. Doing the YouTube channel, figuring out ways to help people in the best and biggest way I can. What's up, guys? Back. What's up, guys? Welcome back to FNG Academy. Welcome back to FNG Academy. Welcome back to FNG Academy. Buck here from Green Beret. Could help you guys get selected. There's a lot of stress that comes with trying to go this route. You know, there's a lot of fear, there's a lot of anxiety. Yeah. So now how can we use content to let them laugh, let them see that we're normal ass people. If we can do it, they can do it. Well, hello everybody. Welcome to this painting with Buck Ross. Right? Here to help you guys? No, not today. Gear review. Oh yeah. Wait till you read the book. The book goes into things that were really difficult to talk about. It goes into my failures. It goes into my failures as a Green Beret. It goes into my failures as a man, as a husband. The things that we went through growing up, getting shot at as a kid, things like that. Like, it's deep. If you guys have wondered how I've managed to get from basically, you know, a police officer, no one knows who I am, to where I'm at now, obviously a huge part of that is I put together an amazing team. 2 Green Berets and an amazing videographer, all of whom I've known for years. They're my best friends. I've worked my ass off. I've spent probably about $5,000 in plane tickets over the last year. We started Wine and Rations with Andy Stump. Guys, what's up? Welcome to this episode of Wine and Rations. Recently, I was reached out to by a dude named Bedros Keuilian.
I reached out to this guy and I was like, hey man, could you be like a surrogate dad, older brother figure for this guy? And he said yes.
Before you guys step off to go to basic, to go to selection, to start your journey, I highly encourage you to do this one thing. And this is my last bit of advice to you before you guys leave and you can't watch the FNG Academy for a while and you have to keep, my voice ringing in your head. Help other people.